Just as these horoscopes are published, you have hours left to choose your tuition rate, as low as just $5 a class, to learn from these incredible astrologers at SYNCHRONICITYUniversity.com. Programs are starting the first week of January. You want to get in on this now. Brilliant astrologers like Cameron Allen, Stormie Grace, and all these other incredible people you see here. Join us at SYNCHRONICITYUniversity.com. Learn more, sign up now. Links are in the description below. Hello, fabulous superstar Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of January 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is this a very special time. Well, right out of the gate, in fact, before we even start a brand new month, meaning a brand new year, on New Year's Eve, Jupiter in your sign goes direct. You are going to feel a shift of energy just as you're gearing up to enter this month. And it is an energy of optimism, of hope, of positivity, and maybe even going a little bit too far with the New Year's Eve party. That's certainly a possibility now for you as well. But it's really about recognizing the potential for your life and feeling that sense of hopefulness as to what is yet to be. As part of that, it might feel like things are shifting for you. It might feel like certain situations are ending, which is part of the blessings of Jupiter. But more importantly, it is about what it is that you are moving towards. Now, on the 1st of January, Mercury goes direct. And this takes place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with profound truth, profound change. But it also has to do with your ability to access resources, things like grants and loans and credit cards and scholarships and bursaries and benefits you qualify for. The thing is that Mercury is still going to be a little bit in a misty, kind of confusing energy for the first few days after the direct, because Neptune is still hanging out in conversation with that Mercury. But for all that, there is going to be a sense of clarity as to what it is that you could do next as part of some deeper emotional truth that's being revealed to you now. And that truth just could be of what you really feel and where it is that you're ready for meaningful transformation. And of course, if this energy is working out financially, you're going to understand what it is that you can do, what steps you can take to empower yourself and move towards wealth as you uniquely define it. On the 27th of the month, Uranus in your sign goes direct. This is a huge light bulb moment. Now, all of us are having it in at least one area of life, but for you, this is massively important because it's in your sign. It's one of these moments that can take you by surprise, but the surprise is oriented in whom it is that you are, who you know yourself to be, what your priorities are, and where it is you've gotten off track. That sense of truth can feel especially dramatic, bringing you back on track. This is a moment of illumination that may take you by surprise, but ultimately helps you to become and be and live more as you than you knew before. There's nothing fake about Uranus going direct. It's about recognizing what has been fake and where that just isn't going to work for you anymore. Once Uranus goes direct, all major planets are direct for the next 2 months, a little over 2 months, which means in many ways it's all systems go. There's going to be a sense of moving forward powerfully. So with retrogrades, we reflect on what was and we incorporate the wisdom as we go along. However, with directs, it's all about what we're moving towards. And for you in particular, with Jupiter and Uranus both direct in your sign, you are moving forward now with clarity and enthusiasm of what it is that you still are to be navigating forward from here. Let's talk about important lunar events because they tend to be energies that we feel that much more. And it is going to be on the 11th of the month that we are going to have a new moon. And this new moon takes place in fellow Earth sign Capricorn. This is a part of the sky for you that has to do with understanding your place in the world, long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, legal matters as well. And this new moon is speaking in supreme harmony with Uranus in your sign, in harmony with Neptune as well, not too far away from Pluto, bringing with it a transformative quality. New moons, as I said, new opportunities are always associated with new moons. They are seed moments. And it is now that if there are new adventures calling you, new places you desire to be, new things you desire to learn in a larger sense, it is going to be now that that desire awakens within you. There could be real opportunities that find you now, without a doubt. And those opportunities may be related to these specific types of institutions that I just mentioned. At the same time, though, this could represent a more personal understanding, oriented around your relationship to the world, oriented around the philosophical and spiritual truths that you hold, the political opinions that you have, gaining a new perspective, but also power as a result of what is true for you, a subjective truth. How that helps you to not only make sense of the world, but to engage more of the world can be part of the invitation of this time. These energies are ultimately really good. So if it is that you're looking to take on a legal process, if you're looking to engage an institute of higher learning, for example, if you're looking to bring resolution to an immigration or citizenship matter, or at least pursue that, it is going to be now that you recognize what steps you can take and possibly will feel a sense of flow, a sense of ease as you begin that journey now. On the 25th of the month, we are going to have a full moon in the foundation of your chart. This has to do with your past and your living situation and your family of origin. Full moons bring emotional truth to the surface. They also represent important moments of culmination as well. Now, what we have is Pluto opposite this full moon. That's tricky. I do want to be straightforward with you here because it represents some sense of a power struggle, power game, or awareness around where it is that you think things have not been fair, where there might have been manipulation. And again, I'm so sorry to say that, but it does happen. And if that has been a dynamic in your family, just know that this is where buttons might feel pushed or some of that might awaken. And so it's up to you to decide what to do. But if you have the choice and if you know that is a pattern, you can figure out what self-care is going to mean for you under the light of this full moon. It's also possible, though, that there are events taking place in the lives of others, perhaps near where you live, that is affecting your home. It could also be, of course, with your family of origin, not fun to consider. But ultimately, there's not a lot of power you might have in a given situation. And so you do what you can and you do your best and you surrender the rest. It becomes important to stay focused on where it is that you do have power. And a lot of that power really comes down to feeling at peace within yourself, feeling at home within your body, within your own skin. That may be part of the realization of this time that serves as a valuable catalyst moment towards even more important change. Now, for all that, this part of the sky having to do with your past, you may in some way be acknowledging some pains of the past as part of addressing them, especially emotionally, and releasing them so that you can move forward. If there are changes that need to happen to your living situation, buying, selling, moving, attracting a new roommate, there might be a factor there where you wish things were different. You wish things were more ideal. Maybe you feel like you don't have a choice in the matter. Pace yourself and be yourself, as I like to say. Remember, all of this is happening with Jupiter direct in your sign at the very beginning of the month, and with Uranus station gearing to go direct in your sign just days later. And so, regardless of what feels or has you feeling powerless, very soon you will have that light bulb moment that's going to help you to remember some truth about who you are, that changes everything, empowering you along the way. Now, where it comes to matters of love, for much of the month, Venus is going to be moving through a part of the sky for you that has to do with profound change, profound truth. It has to do with vulnerability and intimacy, really feeling known by another person and knowing another more deeply. Energy like this does suggest that there's going to be a sincere desire to bond more deeply with someone authentically. And if you don't feel it on that authentic level, it just isn't going to matter to you going forward from here. Now, this energy kicks in just before the month begins, and is going to be there right to the 23rd of this month, at which time Venus will move into fellow Earth sign Capricorn. This is a much easier placement to tap into. It is here that love itself starts to feel like more of an adventure. For those of you open to meeting someone new, especially the first 3 weeks of this month, it can feel as if there are powerful attractions towards others that feel fated, that feel like they reach right within you. Now, it's going to be up to you to decide what's right for you to do in light of your unique circumstances. But new people that you're connecting with now have this ability to stir something very deep within you, bringing awareness about what's really going on within you, what you really believe about love, if there are trust issues there or not. Ultimately, this awakening is a type of consciousness moving you towards greater love than you've known before. And chances are that first, 3-week, 23-day period of this month, you'll have at least one very notable experience that feels like it changes something within you for a long time to come. For those of you just starting to date someone, this is all about getting to the truth about yourself, the truth about this person. Now, I can tell you, and I know I give this advice from time to time, depending on what I see in the sky. I like to say that person that you are on a first or second or third or fourth date with, that person is not your therapist. So keep that in mind. However, I also know that there are certain moments where we may find ourselves spilling our guts, right? That's the technical term for it. And yeah, you might just have a moment like that with this person that you're just dating and getting to know, or it might be them that has that moment with you, regardless of whether it's mutual or it's one or the other. It can have one or both of you feeling incredibly vulnerable. And so, of course, you always want to be true to yourself, be honest with yourself about what you're feeling, and so that you are bringing integrity to the moment, but also stay sensitive to yourself and to them. If it's you that ends up feeling really vulnerable, you can acknowledge that and figure out what it's going to mean navigating forward from here. The thing about the truth is it does change things. Ideally, it'll change things in a way that brings you closer. However, in some ways, what's transpiring now could serve as deal breaker, all or nothing kind of energy. You will know as you navigate the first 23 days of this month whether or not this is someone you're going to navigate forward with. And for those of you in an established bond, well, Venus moving through this part of the sky can speak very powerfully to a sense of your partner being more generous. Maybe there's some positive developments related to their income and their money, and that ends up blessing you. That's one application here. But the other application is that more emotional layer of being more honest, being more true, being more open with each other, more vulnerable with each other in a way that can help bring the two of you that much closer together. There are going to be moments where one or both of you feels especially vulnerable, moments where it feels like maybe too much was shared. It's going to be up to you to decide how to navigate that. What I can say is, especially in established bonds, it is that deeper honesty that ultimately makes relationships that much more rewarding. Moving through the work that sometimes intimacy requires can't help but strengthen the bond. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It is a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I am going to say Jupiter going forward in your sign, Uranus going forward in your sign. These are very big celestial events taking place for you now. Embrace the possibility, embrace the opportunity that is available to you now, which is ultimately an opportunity to move forward. You've done the reflecting you needed to do. You've come to a deeper sense of wisdom and truth about yourself. You found an inner freedom, in particular with Uranus having spent about 5 months retrograde in your sign up to this point. But now, as we get to the end of the month, with all systems go, it truly is you that's going to feel that much more ready for fresh energy and fresh chapters taking place now. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for as low as just $3 a month with choose your membership rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, where you get expanded exclusive horoscopes, access to a monthly live party event online. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.